What's up, guys? We're going to be taking a look at the Toyota's manual locking hubs. They're Asini brand, and they're not factory equipment, but they do bolt on as factory equipment. Just didn't come out in this vehicle. Alright, so this is the manual locking hub. You can see it's just a simple turn and then your hub is free. Turn it back and it's locked. They recommend you don't use these going over 55 miles an hour. So when you take this off, you want to have it in the free position. This is going to pull the locking ring back up tight against the face of the hub. Alright, so now I'm just going to pull it off. There is a gasket in there. It might not come off right away, so you got to work it a little bit. Here's this one. Come off pretty easily. So I'm going to put it in the lock position, and as you can see, when it goes into the lock position, I now have play. It is free to move up. Alright, so this is the free position. As you can see, it's pulled up tight against here, and if you can look closely to the hub, you can see these are actually cut out to fit these teeth gears right here. So those all mesh together. And when this is in the lock position, it comes out like this and inserts itself upon the hub. Now the spindle shaft, we can never figure out where exactly it goes back in. And that's the gist of that, but you have to make sure that you grease these pretty often. Probably every 10,000-15,000 miles, I'd say. Take the covers off, shoot some grease in there. And that is back to the free position. Okay, see, it's rotating independently of there. It is in 4x4, the other side is locked. So, in theory, if that hub was in and fully extended, this would be rotating. There's an advantage to this. You don't have to rely on a spring to push in your rotors. You don't have to drive 10 feet forward to be engaged in four-wheel drive. All you have to do is lock in your hubs, put in 4 high, and then also 4 low if you want. So I maintain these in unison with my drive shafts, all my front end components. Whenever these get greased, everything else gets greased. Whenever everything else gets greased, this gets greased. But I get that information from my Toyota sun visor, which has the mileage on it, which is every 8 months, or I believe they say 15,000 miles. So to do that, all you really have to do is take your grease gun. You're just gonna squirt it in there. Make sure you get it around everything in between the hub where the bearing could be. Well, you want to get it on the bearing ideally, but it's just general maintenance. So get that all covered up. You want to put your hub in the free position. So free is fully withdrawn. That's free. Then you're just going to have to find where it lines up. A few rotations. you look very closely, right here, I did not have these tabs lined up. A bunch of little nodes along the outside. Another one is that's going to keep this cap seated in there, and I didn't notice those before, so let's try it again with that all lined up so we get a different result. There you go. That's all you have to do. So it is in the free position, passenger side is locked in, and the transfer case isn't 4x4. Alright, so that's locked. Put it back to free. Still locked. There we go. Nice and free. And that's how you grease your hubs. So this is the card that came from the factory with the vehicle. It tells you your grease points, when to do them. You can see 15,000 miles, 18 months. I was wrong earlier, I said 8 months. Severe conditions, tells you what those are. Pulling a trailer, rough, muddy, dust, 9 months. And if you're driving in flooded conditions, do it daily. Tells you the points for the front drive shaft, the rear drive shaft. I don't know. It's pretty neat that they actually gave you this back then. Gave information on how to do it, what to do, when to do it. It just kind of shows that they actually wanted vehicles to last longer back then. They wanted this vehicle to still be around today.